Good evening, Rabbi Sai. Baruch Hashem, after we're still traveling, and Baruch Hashem, we finally have a few minutes to give the shir. I'm here in the parking lot of a store. Where's the store? Somewhere over there, here in Chicago. Baruch Hashem, we have a few minutes over here. We're gonna get this shir in here. Baruch Hashem, we're holding in Perek Yud Dalid, and I forgot to bring my microphone, so I hope you could hear me. I really hope you could hear me without the microphone, because I don't have the microphone with me. And yeah, just remind myself of the story. When I was learning Chumash today, the Alshich, I think his name was Moshe Alshich, and he lived in the times of the Arizal. So I get to Moshe Alshich lived in the times of the Arizal in 1508, approximately 1508, and he lived in the city of Tzfas. It's known that Tzfas was a city which had a lot of tzaddikim at the same time. And a very, very long story how he got to this point, but he used to give a shir every Shabbos about the weekly parsha, Kabbalah and stuff like that. And the Arizal used to participate in the shir. And when he got to this week's parsha, and he started speaking about what Lavan was doing to Yaakov, and there's a pasuk that Yaakov is complaining to Lavan after he chased him, said, "V'misa my name, like you were cheating me like 100 times." And the Moshe Alshich starts. He goes in great detail explaining every single time Lavan cheated Yaakov, explaining all the 100 times that Lavan cheated Yaakov. And the Arizal was there, was listening, Emma was listening, and while the Moshe Alshich is talking, suddenly the Arizal left, and Moshe Alshich didn't know what's going on. Why did the Arizal leave in the middle of my speech on Shabbos in front of everyone? He didn't know what's going on. So he finished his speech, and then afterwards he asked the Arizal, why did you leave in the middle of my speech? So there's two answers that people say that the Arizal told him. The first answer is the Arizal told him that when the Moshe Alshich used to speak, he used to bring down all the souls of all these people down to the world. He used to speak. So he spoke about Yaakov and Lavan, and when the Moshe Alshich described every time Lavan cheated Yaakov, Lavan was there in the shul. He was agreeing, yes, I cheated him this time, and this thing, and this thing. He was agreeing to everything. Besides for when he got to one, I guess the last one, Lavan didn't admit. Lavan admitted, besides for one. So people saw there was an idea of someone was lying over here. Suddenly everyone left. The whole parat, whatever the word is, the whole oilam which came from above, they left because there wasn't something. The world is so pure. If someone lies even a little bit, they all leave. So they all left, and the only person that was left was Lavan. The Arizal said, "I didn't want to stay alone with Lavan, so I left." Yeah, that's one girsa. Another girsa says that Arizal told him that I saw when you were speaking, you felt so good of yourself. At one point, you were speaking so nicely, and you felt so good of yourself. When you felt so good of yourself, you had this yeshus, idea of yeshus, like selfishness, feeling very, very strong. And the Arizal couldn't tolerate that strong feeling, and that's why he left the room. That's the story. As the saying goes, no questions on stories. That is the story. It's brought down, I believe, in Shmuos V'Sipurim. That's the name of the sefer. Okay. In any case, Perek Arba Osir. Arba mitzvahs nimtzur lebezin. Skila, Serifa, V'ariga, B'Sayif, V'chenek. Yeah, the four bezin has the power to kill in 4 ways. Skila doesn't necessarily mean stoning. It means throwing like off a roof. And Serefa doesn't mean burning someone. It means feeding him some sort of lead which burns him on the inside. Yeah, V'ariga B'Sayif, that's with a knife. And Chenek, it doesn't mean, yeah, it means literally they choke him with an object, with spoke about yesterday. They choke him with like a cloth or something. Yeah. Skilo seifa mefresh in himatera. Skilo seifa are clear right in the Torah. Umesha beinu, pimesha beinu lamdu. Shekol misa mola betera stam michenek. So the ones that are clarifying skilo seifa, the Torah describes exactly which cases a person deserves skila and seifa. I think avodah zara is skila, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, every case the Torah describes what misa, what death. When we have a Kabbalah from Moshe Rabbeinu. It's not written down in the Torah, but we have a Kabbalah that we heard. Shekol misa moda b'Torah stam michenek. Anytime the Torah says to kill someone and doesn't describe how, it means that it's done through chenek. And if someone kills his friend, his punishment is that he also gets killed the same way he killed his friend with a knife. Sorry, it's killed with a knife. Yeah. Oh, sorry. In Ir Nidachas, it's not like what I said before. Ir Nidachas is a city which it was determined that the whole entire city is idol worshiping. We killed the whole city. And how do we kill them? With a knife. Yeah, Allah Beis. Kol misa mihem mitzvah sasei hi lebeizin la'arik bo kol mishnis chayva. Every time there's a death penalty, Beis didn't have the mitzvah to do it. It's their mitzvah. You have to make sure it happens. And the king also has the authority to kill if he sees people are rebelling against him, and he has to put down law and order, what's called. The king is allowed to kill also. He also has the authority. Besides Beis Din, the king also has the authority. However, he only has the authority to kill with a knife. Yeah. Halacha Gimel. Kol mechuyav misas Beis Din, shalei miso ise Beis Din, bitlu mitzvah saseh v'le'over lo mitzvah le'saseh. If Beis Din did not go and kill the person they were supposed to kill, they are missed out on a mitzvah. Chutz min ha'mechashev, she'im lo yimisur over al mitzvah le'saseh. However, if this person was a witch and Beis Din was supposed to kill him, not only do they miss the mitzvah, they're also committing what's it called? Prohibition of the Torah, an Isur. Because it says, you're not allowed to have a witch living, so you must kill a witch. So it's not only that you're missing out on the mitzvah, you also have a mitzvah le'saseh. Yeah? Halacha Daled. Skila chamura min asreifa. Skila is more chomer than a sreifa. Or sreifa chamura min asayif. And sreifa is more, what's the word in English? I don't remember. More strict, or more. I guess that's the word. And the saif is more strict than the chenek. And whoever, for whatever reason, had two prohibitions and he's chayiv in two forms of being killed, he gets killed by the one which is more extreme. I guess more strict. Let's see if we have a picture of that. We can show you what I mean over here. See right there? 4 misas of Beis Din. There's skila is the top. Then we have sayif. And then we have hereg. And then we have chenek. Yeah, so we have the four. We have the 4 types. The one that from the top to the bottom. The top one is the most chomer. The lowest is the less chomer, something like that. Yeah. Okay. בין שעובר שתי אבירס זו אחר זו, בין שעובר אביר אחס שחייב עליה שתי מיסויס, אפילו נגמר דיני לקלה ואחר כך עובר על החמורה, נגמר דיני בחמורה. So even if he did 2 avirs simultaneously, one after another, so he gets the worst of the killing. I guess the worst maybe means the more suffering involved. And it's same too if someone did it in a Avera and he was told he's going to get killed, and then right after he did a different Avera and that Avera ended up being worse, so he gets the worst punishment. Yeah? This law applies to male and female alike. Yeah? If there was someone, for whatever reason, he was chayav misa, and then after he was chayav misa, he ran into, and he got mixed. He tried hiding, and he got mixed in a group of people which are chayav misa also. So now we don't know who who is chayiv which penalty. So we say we're just going to give all of them the easiest of the killings. Zion. Mishaning Madina Shnisar Mishar Ham Valena the Mihu Meilu. Oy Mishlening Madina Shnisar if Mishaning Madina Valena the Mihu. Kulam Turin, the fish in game Madina Shladam, Ella Bifanov. Yeah? What's going on over here? If someone, the Bezin said he has to get killed, and now he got mixed up with everyone. Now Bezin is not sure who was the person that they said that he deserves to get killed. Or if someone who basically knew that they were going to pass and that he has to get killed, but he got mixed up with someone else that he says is going to get killed, but we're not sure now who was it, and there was a bit of a confusion. Everyone is, what's the word, exonerated, I think. Everyone is patur. Because you can't finish a person's din, you have to judge him only in front of him. And now if the person is mixed in the crowd, I mean the crowd of the people who are supposed to get killed, you can't judge him because you don't know exactly who it was. So you just let everyone go. Yeah? Ches. Yeah? If someone was a big, powerful man, and Bezdin said he has to get killed, and Bezdin were struggling to kill him, so what do? And Bezdin had the mitzvah to kill the Eidim have the actual mitzvah to kill him. If they're not powerful, they're trying to put him in handcuffs, and it's not going. He's too powerful. He's overpowering his witnesses. The witnesses which are witnessing against him. So, in that case, they don't have to kill him in the specific way of killing. They kill him in any way possible that they can. Nobody else could intervene until unless they can't do it. Yeah. Therefore, if for whatever reason the witness's hands got cut off, the person is patur. He can walk free because they have the mitzvah to kill him. If they can't kill him, in this case, he's patur. But if his witnesses to begin with were amputated for whatever reason, then only if they're amputated from beforehand, then they don't have to kill him. Someone else kill him because they witnessed in a situation where they can't even kill him to begin with. When we say that if the witnesses are, for whatever reason, they lost their hands or something, they got cut, they got hurt and they got into a car crash and now they can't do that. They're not capable of killing him. This is talking about any case where a person is chayav misa. Besides for a murder, if it's a murder, but if it's a murder, anyone could kill him anywhere, any way possible. Tess. All the people who deserve to get killed. Oh, sorry, we missed out a picture over here. Whoops, we have a picture, very important picture. This we're going to show you how is skila done. Yeah, contrary to believe. This is how skila is done right here. You see that? That's skila right there. The two witnesses throwing him off the roof. Everybody say you got to throw him off the roof. Get off the roof. Let's see if you can hear.
You ready? Ready? I'm not even sure this is polite. He's twice the size of my cousin Suka. No, it's only 2 stories. He bounces maybe. On 3 we give the shove, yes?
Yeah, that's how skila is done. It's not the stoning. It's not stoning. It's called stoning, but it's not stoning. I mean that later on, if he doesn't get killed, then people stone him. But to begin with, they throw him off a roof. That's skila. Yeah, I just have to say that, clarify that, because skila literally sounds like stoning someone, but if you look in the pshat, it's not. Okay. Okay, now we're talking about the graveyard. They can't get buried in a regular graveyard. There's 2 separate graveyards. One graveyard for people who got stoned, and one graveyard for people who got burnt. Even burnt is not burnt like we said, right? Different type of burn. Yeah, that's it. Ve'echad denargim, ve'echad nechlagim. It doesn't make a difference which other way they got killed. They're going to one of these two. But there was halacha on Piyah Shmuel. This is not written in the Torah. It's Piyah Shmuel. They heard it from Moshe Rabbeinu. Yeah. This akel abasar meher melakting asat samayis ve'krevet esam mekivis avisim. If their bones, their flesh already came off the bones, I guess after a while, that signals that their death was mechaper, made a kapara. And then they're fitted to go into a proper burial, and they could be moved to a proper burial. And the family could make them proper preparations for the chlichim, like clothing, special clothing for the burial. Some people say that it's right after the killing but after Bezin kills them. And some people say it's only after the meat came dissolved, only then you could do it. Two opinions. Halacha Yud. Bezin have to be relaxed, have to be calm when it comes to such cases of murder and killing. Shouldn't rush to kill. Whatever it is, don't rush to kill. Yeah, that's the thumb of rule, I guess. Any Bezdin which killed within 7 years, one time within 7 years, they're called chablanim. Chablanim means the people who literally means someone who messes up things. Yeah, it's not proper. Why? Why are we're not naming them in a proper way? Because they should have found, if they would have sat down properly, they should have found a way how to acquit him. Is that the word? Acquit, saying that he's patur. Meaning the Torah's standing point is that Bezdin has to find a way to get this person to be patur, and if they can't find a way, they're called chablanim. Yeah. Nonetheless, if there came a case that they have to kill, even if it happened day after day after day after day, another case, and they had to kill every single day, they do it. Don't hesitate. Meaning they have to do it, they do it. They never do two cases which similar. They never do two killing cases on the same day. One, they keep one today, one for the next day. However, if there are two cases, and they both deserve the same death, like if someone had an improper relationship with somebody else, they both have the same punishment, then they put them both together. They kill them both and do both at the same time. However, if someone had an improper relationship with a Bas Kohen, now a Bas Kohen has a different din. A Bas Kohen deserves to Sreifa, and the person, the boy who's doing the Avera, he has to get Chenek. So because they're two different levels of killings, therefore we do not put them together and they're killed separately. Yudalef. Done in din nefashos elif ne'abais. We only when could Bezdin do din nefashos? Only do din nefashos b'fnei abayis when we have a Beis Hamikdash. Who she Bezdin gadol shamalishka b'Hamikdash. Yeah, it's only when the Sanhedrin, in other words, when a Sanhedrin authorized to kill, when they are sitting in the Beis Hamikdash, and there's more. Shenamar b'zakin mamri. What is zakin mamri? Zakin Mamre is someone who's supposedly a Dayan or a Sanhedrin, but he goes against Chachamim. That's called a Zakin Mamre. He's saying things which are against Das Torah, against what Sanhedrin says. That's called Zakin Mamre. The Vidish Me'el Kain. He's not. It says the pasuk say he doesn't listen to the Kain. What do you believe from this pasuk? That what does he mean? He doesn't listen to the Kain. Shebizman sheyesh Kain makiv al gav mizbeach yesh dir nefashos. So another detail. Not only does Sanhedrin need to be sitting down in the Beis Hamikdash, only then they have the authorization to kill. Also, there needs to be a Kayin. There needs to be an existing Kayin who's giving karbanis. And only then they can makiv karbanis. They could, only then they are authorized to kill. Who sheyeh Bezdin agadol mekreimei. And not only that, the Bezdin has to be, Sanhedrin has to be in their exact special place. Yeah, we're going to read about their place right now. I didn't have time to appear so many good pictures I could have appeared, but I didn't have time. I was on the road all day, but hopefully next time we'll make up for this sometime. Yeah. Halacha Yud Beis. בתחילה כשני בית המקדש היה בית דין הגדול ישרים בלשכת הקודש היה סבלס ישראל והמקום שהירשם והחוי לא היה שאיני שבזו אל מלכה בית דבי. Now it's going to explain something very interesting about the Beit HaMikdash. You're not allowed to sit in the Beit HaMikdash. But a second ago we said Beis Din when they sit. So what do? They're not allowed to sit inside the Ezra's. You're not allowed to sit inside the Azara. The only person who's allowed to sit in the Azara is the king. Not only a king from Malchi Beis David. Malchi Beis David, only people from the house of David could sit. Malachi Yisrael cannot sit in the Beit HaMikdash. Yeah, a lot of stories of that. There are certain kings, Malachi Yisrael. I think one of them was Ben Gaim or something, some story, and they're reading this, and they're reading this pasuk in the Torah by Hakil, and normally the king would sit, but this king wasn't able to sit because he wasn't Yisrael. Yeah, it's a long story. Okay. In any case, Sanhedrin, that's what they used to say. Oh, so what do they do? So they had a place called Lishkas HaGadol. Lishkas HaGadol was a room which was half in Eretz Yisrael and half in the Azara. So they were able to sit down in the half which was outside, but they were like opening to. They were like facing like the Azara, but they were outside the Azara, but at the same time they were in the Azara, but they were past the walls, and Eretz Yisrael, so they're technically outside, they're in a choil, so they were to sit down. There was a period of time apparently where there were too many killings happening, and Beis Din they couldn't really even to catch up with having to kill people almost every other day. It was mamish getting out of hand. So Beis said, we can't kill anymore. It's going crazy. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard of a judge saying there's too many bad things going on? Let's just bounce. That's what happened. Chumr sat down. They saw that they have to give out so many bad punishments to people. They said, we can't do this anymore. Then they just bounced. They left, and once they left, they're not authorized to kill. So they can't kill anymore. Beis Din can't kill anymore because they have to be sitting down in that specific place. And if you left that specific place, you can't kill anymore. So that's what Beis Din did. This is another hack over here. Yeah, a lot of hacks over here. Yeah, and they went 10 places, and they end up in Tveria. And in Tveria, Misham le'amad Beis Din gadol adata. From then, Tveria was the last place where Beis Din, Hagadol, I mean the Sanhedrin sat down, 72. Yeah, and there's a Kabbalah that from Tveria, Mashiach is going to start, or the redemption is somewhat going to start from Tveria, because Tveria was the last place where Sanhedrin was, which was like some sort of continuation of the Mikdash, was in Tveria. And that's why from Tveria is the place where it's going to start. Yeah, in many places the Gemara mentions that Eliyahu Navi is going to come to Tveria. Before Mashiach comes, he's going to come to Tveria and tell us about the Mashiach is coming. And that's going to be in Tveria. And in today's Rambam, we kind of understand why. Because that's the last place where there was like a lively part of the Beis HaMikdash, the Sanhedrin, which is a very essential part of Halacha, and the Hashem dwelling in Al-Dal Dam Shel Halacha, was over there, yeah? Halacha Yud Gimel. Abay Mshana Koydim Chuban Bayis Batlu Dinei Nefashis MiYisrael. Alpha B'Sheish HaMikdash Kaim P'Rish Shagol Zehani V'Leish HaMikdash Mekim. Okay, HaMikdash. Yeah, so here he says, 40 years before the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, they weren't doing any more Din Nefashis. So this story in that Halacha Yud Beis actually happened 40 years before the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. Because the Sanhedrin left their place, and once they left their place, they can't kill, right? Because they can't do Chayav Mitzvahs Beis Din, yeah? Yudalet. Bizman shedoni din nefashis b'Eretz Yisrael, doni din nefashis b'chutz la'aretz. When Beis Din are in Beis HaMikdash and they're authorized to kill, then too Beis Din b'chutz la'aretz are also authorized. Meaning it connects. If you have a Beis Din chutz la'aretz, they're authorized to kill only if the Sanhedrin in Yerushalayim are there. So you have to make a video call and make sure you could see them. You have to get an email. You can see them live. Okay, they're sitting in the Beis HaMikdash. Okay, we could go and make a psak. Sanhedrin eges ba'aretz u'b'chutz la'aretz. Yeah, I guess I forgot to look up that part, but it seems like what I'm seeing here, the Sanhedrin. Let me just look it up over here. I'll show you how I cheat over here. Today you can get an inside scoop to how I cheat on the go. So what you do is we're holding halacha yudalid. This is a hack over here. This is called Steinsaltz. So I have this app where I see Steinsaltz over here. So whenever I get stuck, Steinsaltz comes to the rescue. So Sanhedrin have to get smicha. These Sanhedrin at Chutz La'aretz, they have to get smicha in Eretz Yisrael. If there got smicha in Eretz Yisrael, and the Sanhedrin Yerushalayim is still there, then they could go and then they're authorized to do what the Beis Din needs to do. Have a very good day. Thank you very much for joining us.